Hey guys, I'm Pixel Dan, and this is a review of the Masters of the Universe Classics, Dekker. The mentor of Man-at-Arms, who appeared in the 2000X MYP cartoon series, gets his very first action figure. While he only appeared in the one episode and is relatively obscure, does he still make for a worthy action figure purchase? Let's find out. Dekker comes in the standard Classics blister card packaging. The back shows off a selection of other figures in the Classics line, and gives us a new bio for the Dekker character. So taking a look at Dekker outside of the packaging, he does a really great job of capturing the look of the character from the animated series. I really like the head sculpt on this one, featuring an eye patch over his left eye, with a nice scar going right across his eye underneath that patch. The paint job is nicely done here, with some terrific gray shading over his white hair, and clean lines on the eye patch. The figure features some cool new parts as well, such as his unique outfit. The paint job on this is also well done, featuring shades of blues and greens, and with some nice sculpted details like the little creases and folds in his tunic piece. He's also sporting some pretty great looking brown boots. They've got a very swashbuckling pirate vibe to them, and I think they're really cool. Alright guys, so let's take a closer look at our Dekker figure. So we'll go ahead and start off with the articulation there. Of course, head is able to turn left and right, does move slightly up and down. He does have the two ponytail pieces hanging down on the front, but you can see they're nice and pliable. They don't hinder the movement at all. And the hair going down on the back is just like we've seen with a lot of the other characters with long hair. It is molded in such a way so it doesn't really rub on his back. It doesn't really hinder the movement all too much. You can still rotate his head around pretty good. The arms are nice and tight, move up and down, forward, backwards, swivels at the bicep there, single joints at the elbows, swivels at the wrists. He does swivel at the waist. He does have the torso cut articulation, but the new clothing piece that he is wearing is going to hinder that a little bit. You can see it doesn't really move up and down all that great, but you do got the swivels at the wrist. He's got the little skirt piece thing that he's wearing. It is soft. But you can see it is going to hinder his, the way his legs move outwards slightly. You can still get a pretty wide stance on there, so you might be able to get him still on a Battle Cat or something if you want to. And the legs do move forward and backward pretty good still. Sitting position, not so great. So I don't know. Wind Raider might be okay with him, but the skirt piece definitely hinders the movement of the legs. Knees are pretty good. Swivels at the boot cut there. He does not have the pin in the ankles. It's got the same kind of feet that we've seen with like Keldor and stuff, and while the ankles aren't too loose, they're not too tight either on my particular figure, but it doesn't seem like it's so bad that it keeps him from standing. He's standing just fine, so that's with that. Now the new torso clothing piece that he's wearing there, it's made of that softer plastic that we've seen a lot of the armor pieces made of, and you can see it just has the little tabs on the back, so if you want to take that off, it's just a matter of peeling that off of the little tabs there, and then you can pop the head off the figure, and you can take the armor off. Ta-da! Now, Dekker does include an alternate head. He's got the younger version of Dekker, and of course this works just the same way as any of the other figures we've had with the removable head pieces. So you pop Dekker's older head off, you pop the younger head on, and we've got ourselves like a brand new character. The secondary head is a really nice touch. It's another great sculpt, and you can look at it and tell it's the same character as the older head, just a little less weathered. It's also cool how he's obviously the one who inspired that mustache of Duncan's. What's kind of neat about the two heads is it allows you some different ways to display him along with Man-at-Arms. You can use that unmustached head of Duncan's along with the younger head of Dekker to make a scene where the young Dekker is training a young Duncan. Then you can switch to the older head for Dekker and the mustached head for Duncan, and you've got the student meeting up with his former mentor, just like in the 2000X cartoon. Now, Dekker also includes one weapon accessory, an orange club that is very similar to the one used by Man-at-Arms. It's all one solid color orange with no extra painted highlights, and it's made of that same gummy plastic that the original Man-at-Arms Club was made of. But it is an entirely new sculpt, so it differs from the one that Man-at-Arms has. This one might be cool to use for a 2000X inspired Man-at-Arms if you want to, but it's worth noting that the color orange is that of the original Man-at-Arms figure and not the Snake Man-at-Arms figure, which is much more 2000X in look. Dekker is one of those characters who I never really personally longed for as an action figure. He only made the one episode appearance, and while it was cool seeing Duncan's mentor, he just never seemed all that interesting to me. However, this is still a really nicely done action figure. He's got a great look and some cool accessories that will work for multiple display options. Plus, it's always cool to add some more 2000X elements to the Classics toy line. I really love how we're starting to beef up all of these different eras like MYP and Filmation in this new toy line. Dekker is part of the 2012 Eternian Collectors Club subscription and will be available on MattyCollector.com on November 15th, 2012. Until next time.